So you bend down to pick up a bag, to load the dishwasher, or maybe you did at the gym, a deadlift, a row, probably a movement that you had done hundreds of times, and your back just went. And now you're standing there, maybe you can't stand at all, and you're wondering, what did I do? Do I need a scan? Do I break something? By the end of this video, you're going to understand what actually happened inside your back and why it almost certainly it wasn't that moment that caused it. Hi, my name is Dominic, I'm a physiotherapist, and this is the first episode of the series Your Back Explained, a series where we go through everything you actually need to know about your spine in an easy and simple way to understand. Low back pain is by far the most common thing that I see in the clinic, and I'm not the only one. Over 600 million of people worldwide suffer from low back pain. It's the single leading cause for disability. Now, what's the biggest mistake people make when their back gives way? They blame the lift, it was the deadlift, it was picking up the shopping bags, or it was just that stupid dishwasher, or maybe picking up a sock. And look, I completely understand why, because that moment is when you felt it. But most people misunderstood this completely. But here's what I want you to take away from this episode. That moment almost never caused it. It was just the last straw. And once you understand that, everything about your back actually starts to make sense. Point number one. So let's start with what's actually happening when your back goes. That sudden spasm, that locking up. Most people assume something has snapped or slipped or crumbled. But in the vast majority of cases, what you're feeling is the nervous system doing its job properly. Think of it like a car alarm. Your back senses that something was pushed a little bit too far, a muscle, a joint, a disc, and it fires off a protective response. The muscles around your spine contract fast to stop you from moving. That's not damage, that's a protective mechanism. This is called muscle guarding, and it's the reason why your back feels completely locked. Your body has essentially put itself in a splint. It's not broken, it's protecting itself. Now, in the short term, this is actually brilliant. It stops you from moving in a way that you can make things worse. The problem is when this alarm stays off for too long. Too much of muscle guarding can cause the pain. The pain you're feeling right now, that's what's causing the source of the pain. The defense mechanism becomes the problem, which is exactly why just rest and wait almost never works. Point number two. So the car alarm just went off, but why did it go off? Because this is the part that most people, and honestly, a lot of online advice completely misses. Your spine handles load every single day. Sitting, standing, walking, lifting, and the structures in your back, muscles, joints, discs, they are incredibly resilient. They're designed for this, but they have a threshold. And when you cross that threshold, the alarm goes off. Here's how I want you to picture it. Imagine a glass of water. Every day things happen. That adds up a little bit of water inside of that glass. An hour slammed at your desk, some sets at the gym, tight hip flexors that forces your low back to do the extra work. None of these things hurts you. The glass just gets a little bit fuller. And then one morning you wake up, you bend down to pick up a sock, and there your back goes and the glass overflows. The sock didn't cause it, it was just the last sip of the water to let that glass overflow. The glass had been filling for days, weeks, maybe months. And that's why back pain feels so often completely random. Because the moment that triggered, it was something ordinary. Your back simply had been accumulating load, and that was the moment the threshold was crossed. Point number three. So what loads the spine in a way it struggles to handle over time? A big one is movement pattern. When you lift, especially under load, the forces through your back are significant. Done well, those forces get distributed to joints and discs evenly. Done poorly, they're concentrating in one place, and your discs really don't like that. Quick anatomy moment, and I promise I will keep it simple. So between your vertebrae in your spine, there are two tough jelly donuts, rounded, called the annulus, and inside that disc there is a softer gel, which is called the nucleus. When you repeatedly load your spine in a bent and twisted position, you are essentially squeezing one side of that donut. The jelly gets pushed towards the edge, but not in one go. Over thousands of repetitions every day, months, weeks, over time. It's not just one moment. But there is only the one moment the glass overflows. Or as we said before, we cross that threshold. And it's not just the lifting technique. You have to consider also your body is it strong enough to handle the load. For example, you're lifting a heavy bag, can you handle it? Is your body strong enough to handle it? Because it's not about only the technique. If, for example, you have tight hip flexors that tilt your pelvis forward, or maybe in active glutes, your glutes are supposed to do most of work when you hinge and lift. To sum up, you have to consider your body, if it's strong enough, if it's tight, flexible enough. So every rep, every step, every time you stand up from the chair, the glass feels a little more. Nothing of this hurts you at that moment. That's the insidious part of this. The glass fills quietly and then one day overflows over something unremarkable. So here what I want you to actually walk away with. 3 things, and I want you to understand, to remember, because once you understand this, your thinking about the low back completely changes. 1, your back is not broken, it's protecting you. That spasm you feel on your back, it's a protecting response from your nervous system, not a structural damage. Your body is doing what it's designed for. Movement is medicine. The instinct to lay down flat and just wait makes sense, but it's proven that with gentle controlled movement is what your low back needs. Rest is not the answer, but moving smartly is. This happens over weeks, maybe months of accumulated load in your back, which means recovery isn't about avoiding movement that triggered that pain. It's understanding the bigger picture of what was filling that glass. If this made something click, please share it with someone whose back is giving them trouble and they need to hear this. In the next episode, we are going to the disc itself, what disc herniation actually is, and why people, when they have it in a scan, they start panicking and they have no idea. It might be the most misunderstood diagnosis in the back. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, as always, keep moving so you can keep living.